And if newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on the planet.
Oh my god. It's so true. I really feel the need to share that on Facebook.
Who do you think is more insightful, Jaden Smith or Brian?
Well, Brian is basically a baby because he can't speak. Because of that, he is the most intelligent being in the world. Therefore, Brian is more insightful. Do you like my logic? Do you like my amazing, vaguely circular logic?
Yeah, the logic is adequate. The logic is certainly adequate. I can't believe that we are still in this area fighting these 3 enemy types.
I can. You know why I can believe that?
It is just the craziest, because you've played this game before. I also love how hidden items are represented by bubbles just coming out of the earth.
That's a spirit. I can't remember how to get past all this shit.
It's a spirit, because it just looks like the shit that Sonic grabs so that he doesn't drown. Like, I'm just waiting for, like, one of the big bubbles to come up and for, like, Brian to hop up and put his mouth on it.
Now you're making me
That was always a weird little animation in Sonic, like BRB, like, gotta put my mouth on this bubble. Make a little noise like...
That's kind of gross. Was that is definitely like that. Those games when you needed that to happen, and they started going boop 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 boop. That shit gets heart attacks.
Oh yeah. We're not really saying anything that hasn't already been said though.
Well,
I feel like
God damn it!
Like
Everyone's got to hear
like
it again.
Every other, yeah. Screw that.
We gotta regurgitate things that everyone else says. Man, do you ever notice how Princess Peach always gets captured by Bowser? Maybe Princess Peach likes hanging out with Bowser a lot.
Almost as much as she likes making cakes.
The other day, UK Striker made a. I don't even remember what it was, but I know that the punchline was the fact that Peach makes cakes, and I laughed at it. I like legitimately laughed at it super hard.
I'll take your word for it. Are we like crawling into the sphincter of a large magma fish right now?
Well, we're definitely crawling into the sphincter of something, and I'm pretty sure it's this creature, which appears to be
my god! Look at that guy. He's just scampering over as slow as can be. He's just like, "Hey, you guys, what's going on?"
And then he throws a rock at you because he's a mean child. His name is Rocky. His name is Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
That's adorable. Oh,
it's actually kind of haunting.
A little bit, yeah. The way he slowly slithers towards you, stomping and stomping.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of rocks at you.
Oh my god! Look at this texture on the ground. It looks like it's broken. That lava just like violently flickering.
Lava. That's bubbles. That's supposed to be bubbles.
Speaking of, did we ever mention that we're playing Quest 64?
How could we forget such a thing?
I think we didn't say that. I think we gotta say it.
I refuse.
Well, I guess I'll say it. We're playing Quest 64. I'm glad that we took the time there to let that sink in.
Yeah, I was reflecting on just magma fish.
I was reflecting.
Charcoal floor.
Gotta reflect
Actually, it's
on
kind
my
of like a meatloaf texture. Sorry, I just like rudely interrupted you, so I could be like, "Hey guys, you know what the floor looks like? Kind of looks like meatloaf. That's dangly." Maybe the lava's ketchup.
Okay, we've done at least 2 bad Let's Play shenanigans here. Can we do another one? I missed one. I missed one. We could have sat and talked about the Let's Play while sitting on the title screen. That one's my favorite. Just being like, hey guys, we're gonna be playing. What's a game that people Let's Play a lot? We're gonna be playing Silent Hill. I don't
Mario
really...
64.
Mario 64. This is what Mario's face looks like. You can stretch it.
We should just do a Mario 64 Let's Play that never leaves the menu. We just play with Mario's face, and we're so fascinated by just like moving his ears around that we just never get around to starting the game up.
Yeah, well, let's be honest.
We never even know about cake.
That is one of the best parts of the game, though. Do you remember when that came out and that was like, holy shit,
It was pretty clever.
Graphics are never gonna get better than this as you grab Mario's
Yeah,
nose. And
it was
watch
especially
spring
clever
back.
because it was like a really good title screen for like demo booths.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember like walking into Toys R Us and like seeing that like on like I remember like when the N64 came out, like my Toys R Us literally had like 4 or 5 N64 kiosks just like lined up, and like Mario's face was just like emblazoned on all of them. Like it's like they had probably like intended to put like multiple games up to like play, but it was just every single one of them was Mario 64, and for whatever reason like the level was always Chill Chill Mountain.
When it came out, what else was a launch game for the Nintendo 64?
What else was a launch game? I don't for the N64.
Pilot Wings, I think.
Oh yeah, Pilot Wings is definitely a launch title. I mean, Pilot Wings is a launch title for the Super Nintendo. I think the Super Nintendo launch titles are F-Zero and Pilot Wings, and maybe something else. The
really?
Nintendo 64 though, I'm not sure.
F-Zero was fancy. F-Zero's got graphics. Speaking of games that got graphics, gosh darn it, this meatloaf thing that
are you talking about F-Zero X or the original F-Zero as far as like F-Zero having graphics?
I think I'm thinking F-Zero X. I've never played the original.
Like
F-Zero.
the N64 one. You know that the N64 one at the time was actually received poorly for having bland graphics. People didn't think that it looked as good as games like Rush.
Oh no!
Because,
no. Yeah. No,
and...
you're right. I'm thinking of the Super Nintendo one because you're right. Because the Nintendo 64 one does have bland graphics.
Yeah. Well, the Super Nintendo one, it was a launch title, and it's actually pretty bare bones. Like, I mean, the whole game is basically a tech demo for Mode 7. Like, there's no multiplayer. Like, in the Super Nintendo version, there's no multiplayer. There aren't a whole lot of tracks. Like, there's basically, like, 5 or 6 tracks that, like, change a little bit. But, like, the game is actually incredibly limited. Like, I'm kind of surprised that it actually developed into a franchise. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love F-Zero. I love the original F-Zero, but, like, it is a launch title, and it shows.
Nintendo does have a habit of taking tech demos and turning them into, franchises, though, like Pikmin. Alright.
Yeah, well, they just released a second Steel Diver for 3DS, and Steel Diver kind of felt like the 3DS tech demo game.
Ooh, I don't know what Steel Diver is. Is it something you want to tell everybody about?
Yeah, Steel Diver is a 3DS game where you play as a, it's like a 2D game where you control, like, submarines. That Nintendo released, and it's like there's not a whole lot of content to the game, but it's actually like pretty fun, surprisingly. And if you go to the eShop, they released a like free-to-play like sequel, and that's also actually fun to play. Speaking of launch titles, though, I actually did figure out what the N64 launch titles were. For Japan, it was Mario 64 and Pilot Wings. That are actually for the United States too. Those were the only 2 games.
I think I knew that.
No.
I think
that is a limited launch.
Yeah, well, it was the Nintendo 64. It was that game that was incredibly difficult to make things for and incredibly expensive because
Oh my god! In Japan, there was a 3rd game, and it was called Saikyo Habu Shogi. And you're gonna have to throw up a picture of the cover because my god. That guy is styling. Can you see how styling that guy is?
Yes. He's high styling.
He's so styling.
Do you think?
Thank God the N64 got a shogi board game cartridge thing. Wow. Okay, that is like the world was screaming for that kind of game.
Speaking of games that the Nintendo 64 definitely should have, have you ever played Virtual Chess 64?
No, but I remember like seeing it and thinking it was cool looking, like when I was a kid.
Made by the people who brought you Superman 64. Virtual chess. It's chess, but when you beat someone, there's an animation that plays. That's it.
Yeah.
We are fighting a thing.
Yeah, this is actually not a magma fish.
That's, oh, I hit it and it did a backflip. Flamed mane. We're fighting a flamed mane. It died very easily. I wonder if that's the only one I'm gonna fight in this boil hole.
Boil hole.
Whoever, yeah,
that's still funny to me. That never gets old. The old boil hole.
It doesn't get old. It gets boil holed. Do I have a?
So did you ever play Pilot Wings?
The Nintendo 64 one.
Any of them?
I played the Nintendo 64 one. I rented it and was bad at it, and then never rented it again. Like
that is the definition of a launch title game.
Yeah, I remember being like, "Oh, this is neat and it's kind of pretty." And this person has a dumb-looking face. I'm just gonna put a picture of the dumb-looking face right there.
Dumb-looking face. Whoa.
Well, yeah. And then I just never played it again. It just wasn't. It seems like the sort of game which would be in people's minds for nostalgia reasons. Like people like it.
Yeah,
for nostalgia.
I mean the thing that I love about Pilot Wings though is it's like all 3 of the Pilot Wings games have been launch title games, and I just kind of like the idea of like the Nintendo put a new console out, like better release of Pilot Wings, because there was it was like Pilot Wings for the Super Nintendo, Pilot Wings 64, and then the 3DS has a Pilot Wings.
From what I understand, a lot of that shit actually made it into Nintendo Land on the Wii U. Like, so Nintendo Land's kind of the Pilot Wings of the new generation.
Have you not played Nintendo Land? It's a lot of fun.
I heard it's pretty good. But then again, I love Mario Party.
I
and I
remember
heard it's also
watching
like Mario Party.
I watched the it's better than Mario Party.
Fuck you, Mario Party's amazing.
I watched the E3 footage for Nintendo Land, and I remember just being like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Like, you're spending your E3 time showing this crap. But sure enough, like, Nintendo Land was actually a lot of fun. Like, I would encourage, like, there isn't a whole lot out on the Wii U, and I would tell people, like, definitely play that game. Like, most of the mini games are actually a lot of fun, and they, like, do some cool stuff with the screen. There's a bit of metagame. We were talking about how we love having, like, how racing games have, you know, collectibles and stuff. It's like Nintendo Land does that well.
Well, that's good.
Almost reminds me of like Super Smash and like collecting trophies and stuff like that. There's kind of like a component like that to the game.
Oh god, I miss having a Nintendo console. Nintendo does fun really good.
I love my 3DS. I really do think the 3DS was a good buy.
Yeah. God, I would buy a 3DS, but I don't believe in seeing objects in 3 dimensions. I'm missing an eyeball for anyone who's curious.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just took the tone down right to the bottom because everyone's
Jeez,
got to know about my missing eyeball.
Ooh,
Although I do get to wear a pretty sweet eye patch, which is kind of cool.
Oh man, are you Snake? Are you Solid Snake? No,
well,
oh my god, I just showed my Solid Snake. Solid Snake isn't the one missing an eye, it's Big Boss, jeez! God, I revealed. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Well, your new name is filthy casual. I think is the phrase one might use.
Gosh.
Gosh darn. I was just thinking when you called this place Meatloaf, I just realized that I'm frequently shoving meatballs into the meatloaf over and over again with magic. I'm improving the flavor of the meatloaf, the flavor and the seasoning.
At any minute we're going to encounter the singer Meatloaf.
Are we? I don't think we are.
Yep.
No. So
yeah,
much effort.
He's gonna come in riding a nightmare.
Oh God.
It's a bat out of hell.
Well, everything you're saying is beautiful, but it sounds like so much effort in order for me to do.
Oh, I wasn't telling you to do that.
Are you?
Well, now I am.
Thanks
a lot.
Gosh darn it. Oh, well, there it is. Yep.
I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that. Insert picture of what I wouldn't do right there.
Oh, well, at least it's nice.
It's Rocky. Oh, man, I love Rocky. He's coming on. He's just sauntering over to hit you with a rock.
I'm pretty sure he uses the same this is gonna weird you out, but I'm pretty sure he uses the same animations as the cat lady.
Weird.
Yeah, very strange.
I can imagine this game recycling animations hardcore.
Yeah, no, it's definitely recycling animations, but it is fun how they recycle animations with creatures that aren't even close to being the same size or shape. That shows creativism, which this entire game has in droves. Well,
I think we're getting pretty close to. I think that might have been another episode, right?
I feel like, yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the time at all. I've been trusting you to do that.
Who knows? Who knows? We've just lost time in this meat hole.
Maybe this. Oh, please don't say things like meat hole. It reminds me.
Meat hole, meat hole, meat hole, meat hole, meat hole. Catcher's mitt.
Oh, you're reminding me of yesterday night. We're gonna make that an episode. I'm going to go and wash out parts, and later maybe there'll be more requests. Maybe we'll even exit this boil hole.